Hello and welcome back to City Skylines. We're playing Open Plains, and this is our dam that we've got here. The water seems to be exploding at the top of the dam to give it some sort of like strange haircut. Looks pretty cool, but anyway, we are going to just not worry about this for now. One of the things I am going to do is to try and lower the capacity of this water. I'm going to try and lower the height that it comes up to on the dam. If I take it too low, then the water doesn't actually fill the dam and the dam doesn't work. If I take it too high, then it overflows and it's a bit too temperamental. So I'm just going to try and find a sweet spot for now. Excuse me, and we'll play the game and see how that does. Hopefully, we will have the power coming through eventually. So there's a few things that I need to address before we start off. Looks like sewage was an issue. How much sewage? We do need to think about our sewage treatment. It looks like we are producing 425,000 per week, and we have capacity for 480,000. So we are going to have to do something about that. So I think it's time that we actually updated our sewage outlets. So let's just put in a couple of these. How many of these do we need? We need, let's see, there's a drain capacity of 160,000 and we need 420. So three might do it. Let's see. So if I just hook up the pipe. And then if I turn these off, it's going to take a second for these to kick in. So I'll play the game and hopefully that will kick in and sort that out. But it looks like without the drains there, oh, we just need to move the power down. There we go, that should be enough power for it, hopefully. Is it enough power? Producing 13 megawatts. These need, I don't know how much, but not much. And how much is that producing? So we are doing 480,000. Let's build another one just to future-proof it a little bit. We'll also get rid of these ones, I think, for the best, really. They just dump raw sewage, so at least these get treated a little bit. And that should be our sewage needs sorted for the time being. So hopefully the brown bubble that is around this mountain down here will eventually turn into a slightly lighter brown bubble and leave the area, move out of the area. But I don't know, maybe it won't. One of the things I'm going to try and do is lower the sea level. This may allow us to, in fact, I'm not going to quite lower it so much. I'm going to lower it to there, I think, and it'll eventually even out and flatten down a little bit, because this river has been filled ever since I did this dam, and that's been quite the issue for us since building all of this. the next thing I want to address is this area down here. We started last game building train stations and what have you, but to be honest with you, I don't really have a need for train stations just yet. I think if we build up this area down here to a level that it will need train stations, then we can start to think about bringing them in. And it'll be good to think about them. Where are we here? Large roads. It'll be good to think about them while we're building this up. So let's just start to plan the area. So that's 215 and that's 70. So that's 285. So halfway would be 140 odd, maybe 143, about here. This is about halfway. So I'm just going to build it up here. And this is going to be a main stretch of road that the other roads will come off for the actual area. And what we're going to use is monorail to distribute our citizens around this area. I'm not going to make any promises to it being a beautiful city. I'm going to be going for somewhat of a grid layout down here. That being said, excuse me, this layout probably will be somewhat, well, it'll be a grid, but it won't be necessarily a straight grid. As you can tell, I've got a couple of triangles here that I've got to fill out, which will be interesting to work with, but we will see how that goes. So how far is that from that end? 35 in. Let's go to the same on this end, just to keep some similarities going. And then we'll build down, and we're just going to go for a box at the moment. So there. Where are we here? So if we come out from here, we want to go to there and up. And now we have the main central line as such. This is going to be the main road that all the other roads come off of. It's going to be the main intersection for traffic to intersect with the main avenues and what have you. And I hope, at least, it will do pretty well for us. So I haven't actually used this mod that I've put on before too much. I'm somewhat familiar with it. I know of it, but network extensions, what we've got here, is actually quite an interesting little mod in itself. And it allows us to have basically different roads. So for example, this one is a 4-lane small road. So normally if you wanted a 4-lane road, you'd be looking at a highway, but instead we have it just here. So I think I'm not going to go with a 4-lane road. Well, actually I might. I don't know. I don't know whether I should or not. I think maybe a 4-lane road. If I did one going this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split up this block a little bit with a 4-lane road going this way and then a 4-lane road going back. And these will serve as sort of mass movement throughout these areas. And then what we're going to have in between them is these roads, which will connect up the areas. In fact, I might not do that bit there. Ooh, actually, if I did it the other way round, so it was, if I turn these round, hold on. So same idea, but these ones turn round, then basically the traffic will flow a little bit better. It means that if you look, the traffic can just turn left. It doesn't have to cross the traffic, whereas before it would have had to. So actually I quite like that idea. Having it like that means that the actual traffic should flow a little bit better, and that'll be good for everyone. So I'm just gonna fill this area up. Hopefully it's gonna be equal enough to not quite. Okay, what we'll do is we'll do something different for this bit, and annoyingly it's not quite enough space for one of these. Maybe I could do a small lane through. No, it's still not small enough. And these would be one. These are thinner than even the other roads. So these smaller roads are 2 squares wide. The larger roads are, I think, 4. And these thinner ones are even smaller. They're 1 wide. But the only thing is, they're going to cause a bit of an issue when it comes to actual you see it's throwing everything off center when it comes to the plops. As stupid as that sounds, the plops, the bits where we can plop stuff down. So I'm just going to do that. Hopefully that will work well enough for what we want it to do. I'm going to put in a road here, excuse me, with monorail, and I'm going to also upgrade this central section with monorail so that we have good monorail connections throughout this area. I hope that will suffice when it comes to the public transport in this area. But I'm just going to mirror this on the other side. So I'm going to take my, where were we? 4-lane roads. And we're going to do out like this. And then back. And then we're going to take our small lanes and we're just going to fill it up. So we're going to do 2 like that, 2 like so. Oh. There we go. And then, what did I do? The central column. So this central part will be monorail, like I did before. And we'll connect it up to the top, like, oh, if it wants to do it, like so. And we will upgrade these to monorail. And we'll put in some parks to put in some greenery.